Go up to the top chat. Go to live. What's up, tribe? How you guys doing?
Hey.
We're back for another live episode of the podcast you all know and love called
Really Bitch.
And as you can see, we are with the wonderful Face is hosting today. I always show my belly when we do it on the couch. But anyway, we here. How was your week, Meek? Well, you just got finished giving us a rundown on your week, but what you would like to share?
It was okay.
That's not gonna get you arrested.
So it was okay.
So we just gonna do that.
We're just gonna do that.
Yeah.
Right, we're just gonna leave it at.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna leave it at. It was all right.
It was okay. Yeah.
What about your Face?
My week was almost like it never even happened. But it's okay. I'm here.
Did it go by that fast, or just nothing eventful, or just you just wish it never happened?
Let's go with all of that.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with all of that.
I know I'm gonna need you to let me know when you headed to the VFW before you posting from the
Right.
VFW, because then no. Trouble Clef. She gonna hit me up talking about something. We should go. By the time I saw that, it was Saturday morning. I was like, really? We should go. I was like,
oh, she did. Yeah, she did. Tag you in that. It was
right,
like,
but I was like, and why are you tagging me on Facebook? You have my number.
Right. I was going to
Call me because I might have said let's go, but anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sure to do that. And I think going to VFW and hanging out with my neighbors.
Yeah, you a little woo 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 today.
See what had happened was
Little woo 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 today.
Right.
What had happened was it was like, hey, you know what? Like, hey, I got this cognac back here. You want to try something? So I poured a sip.
If that's your sip, then that's why you're in trouble.
No, I poured it was actually a small sip.
I'm about to say, because if that's a sip, then that's why you're in trouble.
It doesn't mix well with our unofficial sponsor.
I bet it doesn't. Nothing.
Even the sip was too much.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
because you know you're supposed to. You're not supposed to.
And then I was like, I don't like this.
Then after that, then you okay, well. Anyway. Well,
how was your weekend?
I'm just over it. I'm just ready for a break. And so I'm just ready for a break. You know what I'm saying? Like my mind is just break. Yeah. Well, it's coming up. Spring break will be here in about 3 weeks. So I'm just ready for it. People don't understand. They think the kids are ready for a break. Trust me, anybody who was in education, they are just as ready for a break as we are by the time break time gets here. Trust me. Yeah. So
I feel you. I'm looking forward to a me vacation.
But I've been enjoying March Madness. My brackets actually look pretty decent. I mean, a couple of them are busted, obviously, but I'm in.
I think Mom Pablo's in the house feeding up.
Bracket. Well, I'm in two different bracket pools. The first bracket pool is horrible. The second one, though, I'm actually in first place.
Oh, good job.
Word.
Yep.
I mean,
so yeah.
Way to go for this early.
I know, right? You know what I mean? I'm sure. I didn't look at all the analytics and see how far in first place I am and all that. Just the fact that I'm at the top of the leaderboard, I was okay with that. That's all that matters. So I've been really just enjoying watching basketball for the last couple of days and kind of chilling. I mean, I ran errands and did some things yesterday and, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I've just been enjoying the ride, you know. So a couple of things went down that I wanted to try to touch base on this week. First thing I want to talk about, this whole Jess Hilarious situation, right? I'm pretty certain that you all are familiar with what happened. We know that she was getting on a plane and she sort of identified what we found out later were some Sikhs. And by her own admission later on, she was ignorant to who Sikhs were, didn't know who they were, didn't know they existed, blah, blah, blah. But with that being said, she went on to talk about, she did another post on the plane basically saying, look, you know, y'all was coming for me and they got taken off the plane and we were evacuated. Now, look at you now. Now, look at you now. And then I guess enough people dug in her ass. Mm-hmm. And she came back and she did the obligatory
crying.
Right, the crying apology.
The crocodile tears.
So I didn't want to necessarily rehash the whole incident because I think at this point, most people are familiar with what happened. Yeah. However, for myself, I travel a lot and I fly a lot. And I don't think that there's anybody since 9/11, now maybe pre 9/11, but I don't think there's been anybody since 9/11 that hasn't, whether we will admit it or not, that hasn't kind of done a double take when we see someone of Middle Eastern descent getting on the plane. And I'm not saying I've never acted on anything. I've never done anything. I've never called security. I've never said, hey, But I know the first time I flew after 9/11, I'll never forget, we went to Vegas. And coming back from Vegas, on the flight back, little girl, and we weren't on a plane that had like first class. We were sitting in the front of the plane because flights were so cheap.
Southwest Spirit?
Something like that. No, it wasn't Southwest Spirit, but whatever it was, we were towards the front of the plane. And but the flights were so cheap, like we were in the front of the plane for whatever the price was. And I remember a little girl who looked like, and again, my ignorance, she could have been Indian, she could have been whatever. But she came running to the front of the plane. I ain't lying, for a minute. I was about to clothesline her ass. I was like, where you going? Where you going? But she was just going to the bathroom. But I think the reality, but I'm just saying, like, all of us, everybody was on edge,
for some odd reason.
And I'm not saying that Jess Hilarious going on social media and being so ignorant about how she said it, but I don't think that there is, I refuse to believe that there's anybody that hasn't sort of been like,
all right.
Well, you see somebody carrying a bag and they leave their bag and you be like, where you going? You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't even have to be anybody of any type of nationality. I'm just saying in general.
Anybody.
I think we do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Angry Man and I flew out to, when our first trip together, this was before 9/11, and we had flew somewhere, and this was during the, I can't remember, it was something had happened. And this when they had first started the whole, did you pack your own luggage? Did you leave it alone?
Right.
And we booked the flight together, and for some reason they didn't sit us together. So it was an empty seat next to me.
With your man.
Yeah, it was an empty seat next to me.
They knew what was happening.
Right.
Them for this flight. Make sure everybody
we
gets
there
safely.
Yeah, we want to make sure everybody get there safely. So these two
right here?
Nah.
Well, no, it was funny because it was like, they set him
we don't have to deal with this
in a seat by himself and set me by myself. So once the plane took off, he came and sat next to me.
Oh.
And so happened a guy near him was like, oh, this guy left the plane. I haven't seen him since. He's been gone for 30 minutes. And we had packed lunch. And he was like, he left his bag here, like those snacks in the bag. And the flight attendant was like, man, sir, we in midair. Like,
right.
Where you think he went?
Where you think he been? Right.
You know.
He parachuted about this joint.
Right.
When he opened the door.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't see him?
He was so quick with it.
You see him with that 00 thing he had working?
So paranoia during flight has been there for a minute, and I get it. And I get her.
Hey.
Who that?
Delicately blessed. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome.
So I do get the sensitivity with the issue, the flight issue. The way Jess Hilarious went about it to me was highly uncalled for, unprofessional.
Absolutely.
It was rude. And especially as you being a person of color, you know what it's like to be racial profiled no matter where you go, no matter what happens. And for you to go to the extent that you went, even after it was all said and done, you were just fucking loud, strong, and wrong. Ooh. And then your half-ass apology.
Another big hashtag. What was it?
Loud, strong, and wrong.
Loud, strong, and wrong. Hashtag loud, strong, and wrong.
Y'all keep track of these.
We're going to put them on the t-shirt. So go ahead.
But it's like, you were dead ass wrong for that. And then before you come out with some crocodile, I'd appreciate it more if you just apologize. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. But for you to come back with the crocodile tears, as my mama called them, it was because you were looking for empathy for yourself. You weren't looking for empathy or sympathy for the people that you accused. You were looking at it for yourself. Okay, please don't come down on me hard. I was wrong in my ignorance. Everybody is ignorant to something because all it is a lack of knowledge. It's all ignorance is. Yeah. So ignorance, everyone is ignorant to something. But how, like I tell my children all the time, your emotions are always valid. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you shouldn't get mad. No, your emotions are valid. But how you act upon them is what you're responsible for.
And what you will be judged on.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I was just saying, like I didn't get, like, when you said this is going to be a topic of discussion, first off, I was like, why is this topic of discussion? Because I'm like, how did she get somebody kicked off a plane? I don't think I'm like, unless it's her own party, I don't think she gets somebody kicked out of the club.
Right.
Like, I was trying to figure that out.
Not kicked out the club, though.
I mean, nothing against her. She's,
no, but right.
But I'm just,
yeah.
I'm just saying, and what Mick was saying, the degree that she took it,
the venom in which she was talking, like,
could anybody possibly do at that point?
Right.
At an airport, you have to be naked, damn near, to your flight.
Yeah, you do.
Nowadays. So
kisses and love to you too, Carolyn.
Hey, Carolyn. Hey, girl.
So at that point, they were at the gate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get on a plane.
They were getting on the plane.
So
clearly these people had gone
security.
Right. The same security your ass went through. Take your shoe off, your
right.
belt, go through the whole full screening.
Like,
you've been wrong with the cancer stick.
You know what I'm saying? But even if they had terms on, they probably got, hey, I need y'all to come over here.
They probably had already been profiled before they got to the gate. Clear. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing I don't like, the quickness to get your phone out and try to record to say, see these people right here.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to. We'll get to that. Okay, go ahead.
I'll need to constantly put everything on social media to say thank you. Thank you, boo. But it was just, again, yes, she was being loud, strong, and wrong to sit back and say, oh, because everybody wants to be the first to report.
Yeah,
I was the one who pointed them. It was me. I did it. Me being me. And all I got to say is fuck you. Stop sitting here racially profiling people when you know what it's like.
Also reminded me of, man, people like, man, if I was on that plane, man, they ain't had no guns and that, man, they just had some knives, man, whatever, I'd take them down. So what?
You wouldn't have done shit.
So nowadays, like, as everybody's had their time to watch a few MMA fights on Saturday and all of that.
Right.
Think you're supposed to be gangsters. So I'm just saying, it's the same situation. What was you doing? I mean, I'm just saying.
And let's be honest. While they watching us, while they watching the Muslim community, while they watching the Shiites, while they watching everybody else, who the one, as my uncle used to say, they love siding, genocide, homicide, and suicide. Got it from my uncle.
They love siding.
They love siding.
It ain't us.
Make sure when you do the hashtag, you spell that right. Because it's not the tradition of siding.
Right.
It's the other side.
But it's like, again, Timothy McVeigh, homebred terrorist. Most shoe schools do most of it. So it's like
the biggest terror organization in the United States, the Ku Klux Klan.
I was going to say government, but okay, yes.
Wow.
I said I was going to.
She was going straight to the top of the conspiracy theory. Straight.
Because okay, as we know, who are a lot of Klan members? Police officers. They're people in power, which is why they can't be quote unquote caught.
I'm just saying, we're going to racially profile who's causing most violence in America. I think we should have somebody following most white men around at all times.
Thank you.
So we're going to racially profile.
But that's the thing, and that's the thing that I said that in one of my reviews earlier this week, because I forgot what I was even talking about, but it was some show I was watching. But I was saying we all carry a certain level of prejudice on us. It's how you choose to act on that prejudice. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. When I go through the airport, I ain't gonna say I don't side eye people, because I do.
Right.
But I don't run up to security or run up to the person checking me in and be like,
right.
And I damn sure ain't posting nothing on social media. Like, first of all, like you said, and we're gonna get to that. That's gonna be our next story. That whole, you said that, my bad. That whole culture that we live in, that we'd rather post something and do something. I don't own the rights to that statement. That we'd rather post something and do something. Like, we really need to get out of that.
Oh, you're drowning? Wait, let me get my phone so I can catch you the moment you die.
Speaking of which, this is a great
before that.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, because I know I had jokes. I had to fly right after.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Fly right after that.
I flew in December.
When we talk about, how we all have a level of prejudice and profiling.
We do.
And I'm like,
except for me,
because I was like, I know you didn't try to slide that in. You say stuff. I heard you. Except for try to say hello so the mic wouldn't catch it.
Right. Your halo's crooked.
When
thank you.
I'm going through the security, it's national, so it was serious. But the dude that's questioning me on security, I'm like, look, you look just like the motherfucker we're supposed to be looking for. Checking your security.
Like, I need to ask you some questions.
And I'm standing just like, you serious? Because I know you're doing your job, but I'm just saying. and he took it. He was just like, good one. No, it ain't. Keep my bag, man.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, we have our own prejudices, and like you said, the same people that they would have you think are the same. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, he was working at the airport, so clearly he'd been screened 24 more times. Talk about racial profiling. Right. So, sort of a segue. And this is, I meant to bring. I knew this was something that was on my mind. I didn't send it to y'all. There was a video that surfaced. I want to say maybe Friday. I know it was playing all day yesterday. Of a guy on New York subway beating up an elderly woman, not white woman, sorry, she was black, an elderly woman.
Yeah, I
did you see that?
I saw when
Ice-T posted. He actually kicked her, like lifted his foot and kicked her in the face. Now, going back to what you were saying,
I haven't seen it.
Somebody videotaped it and posted the shit, but nobody got up and helped that woman.
Right.
Nobody stopped that man from beating that woman's ass.
That's what got my attention. That's what got my attention.
I got a problem.
I'm gonna have to view it.
Ice-T posted it. He was like, "Oh, the cameras out. Ain't nobody stopped the fight. Oh, y'all sitting around watching?
All of y'all are sitting. I'm serious. The DA need to bring all those motherfuckers up on charges because you know that
in New York, yeah,
in New York, so they need to bring everybody on that damn train because the fact that you had time to videotape. This is an elderly woman being abused.
Assaulted.
And I understand that you don't know whether somebody has a gun and all that other bullshit, but I'm sorry, you had time to videotape it. Right. If all y'all get up and jump his ass.
And he's supposed to go ahead. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
You understand he has to get the gun out though, right?
Right.
I mean, it was hard to watch, but I'm just and they said they got the man in custody, and I don't even give a fuck about that at this point. I have a problem with the people on that train who sat there and watched this woman get beat up.
Watched it.
Like, I mean, you know, on Captain Marvel, they ain't let it happen.
Okay, that's what came in my head when you said that. That's what came in my head. That's how I was looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. On Captain Marvel, they didn't let that happen.
And it was two women.
And it was two women.
But again, we're at a point in our society. We've been coming here for the longest time where
absolutely.
You know, people are the weakest. How are you drowning with all these people around you? Right. You know what? I remember New York passed a law a while ago where if you witness a crime and do not report it, that itself is a crime. So you're right about the people who sat back and watched it. I mean, this is assault. You did, and you don't have to try to jump in and fight him.
And that motherfucker lifted his foot and kicked that woman in her face.
Like he drew it back.
If no more than to surround her,
because he's from New York.
Fair enough.
But the thing is, if not to fight him, but then no more to surround her and protect her.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's coming for her.
Something.
And if he decides to raise his hand to you, then you take off. My mom used to always
My thing is, like, it's a car full of people. He can't whoop everybody.
He
can't, you know. And all y'all got to do is protect that woman till the next stop. And that's all y'all have to do.
And we're going to put out stereotypes. It's New York. Somebody had a razor blade under their tongue and their hair or something. Y'all could cut that man's Achilles while he was trying to.
That was real specific. But all right, go ahead.
What he going to do? Cut his Achilles and cut his calf? What was he going to come for you? He's a limping motherfucker at that point. He wasn't going to do nothing. Somebody had a razor.
Somebody probably did.
Somebody's probably did.
I mean, I carried a razor when I was younger.
And you from DC, see? Y'all, I mean, come on now. Y'all have got to do better. Y'all have really, really got to do better.
I just thought, it popped in my head while we were talking about people posting online. You had to look it up, but it was just.
But it makes me think about that show. I forgot Don Quixote. What is his name? The guy who does What Would You Think? Or What Would You Do? It's a scenario show where they present different scenarios out in public.
Oh, I know you're talking about. What would you do? Yeah.
And I always say I couldn't be that person because I'm not gonna lie, because I ain't no damn superhero. My cape and the cleaners. But if it's a situation,
if
it was a situation where I thought I could really be helpful, if no more than pick up the phone and call the police. Because it was one situation where. Yeah, it was one situation.
Well, I'm sure, I don't know if anybody called the police or not. I don't know. I can't say nobody did that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it was one situation where, what would you do?
It was it was hard to watch. Like it was hard. It pissed me off watching it. And a lot of people are actually speaking up, saying that, like, you know, like who the fuck sat around and watched this happen? You know, a lot of people actually said that. Yeah. It was hard. Like I said, it was hard to watch.
That was there's a whole lot of videos out there now of stuff happening to people, and people sitting around watching.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have a soft spot for elderly people. You know, I never met any of my grandparents. 3 of them died before I was even born.
Oh, wow.
So, and all I had was my auntie and my uncle, you know. So, I'm not going to lie. Just watching this old lady, my natural reaction, I probably would have been like, motherfucker, really? Like,
oh, yeah.
Because and I don't care if she stole your wallet, in all honesty. Get your wallet back. Don't kick and punch this elderly woman.
Right,
like,
exactly.
What could... Not saying there's any excuse for him, but in his mind, what could possibly have happened?
I don't know.
For you to treat this woman like this.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know because I didn't see what happened prior to.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
But I mean, even if she cussed him out, even if she called him everything but a child of God, like again, you say
a woman.
Exactly, you still assaulted a elderly woman, and I hope they throw the fucking book at him. And like I said, the DA need to press charges on the bitches on that train.
It's a video with an older guy, a young man is attacking an older guy, and the older guy tries to fight back as much as he can. I mean, he know, but and everybody's standing around watching as usual. Everybody got their phone out.
Don't do that.
Right. So there's one gentleman
walked up and slapped him with one shot. Wow. Yeah.
Man, and then was like, "Get up again, so I can knock you back down again."
Yeah, I dare you. I double dog dare you. Get up again.
And this it's almost like it looked like they was at a dorm or something.
Yeah, I don't know where they were.
Because it was, again, a lot of folks standing around backpacks on.
Right.
So that's why I was like, are they in a dorm somewhere or something? Like, this dude worked there? Like, you know what I'm saying? So why are you, but everybody was just like, you know, standing around watching.
Right.
I don't know, y'all. But like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I know, I believe I saw where the guy has gone into custody. But it'd be interesting to see if anything comes out of it, like, as far as the people who sat around and watched it happen.
Right.
I'd be interested to hear other people, like people who were on the train, like defend themselves. Like, I haven't seen anything yet, but I would love to hear that. So I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
I saw a report earlier this week, and I don't know how true it is. I didn't do my fact finding, but the idea is what I want to discuss.
All right.
So supposedly Ciara, you know, the pop star, Ciara, slash Westbrook's wife.
Russell Wilson.
I mean, why do I keep saying Westbrook? Russell Wilson's wife.
Causing problems.
Why you looking at me about that?
I'm just making sure.
Like I wouldn't know.
I'm just making sure. Now.
I have her songs on my.
Yes.
All right, good.
Supposedly, she wants to petition the court to change her son's name to Russell Wilson Jr. versus Future.
No.
Now.
No.
I'm going to give my opinion.
Go ahead.
Go.
Do you want me to start with my opinion?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with mine.
My opinion is, again, I don't know how valid this story is, but I'm just saying the idea of it. Here's my opinion. I have a problem with it. I have a problem with it for a couple of reasons. One, I have a problem with it because even though Future may be a horrible father, you chose him.
Amen.
And he's not absentee to the point where this little boy doesn't know who his father is. He's not deceased. He ain't in jail for 30 years. He knows who his father is. His father, we've seen pictures of him with his father. We know his father pays child support. Granted, you found the love of your life. You found this wonderful man who treats you like a queen, and all that's great. And granted, your husband treats him like his own son. If you were petitioning the court for adoption, asking Future to give over his parental rights and giving him his last name, that would be one thing. But to change his whole name to Russell Wilson Jr., I got a problem with that. Because again, Future, although he may not be the best father in the world, he is that boy's father. And you chose him. And you chose that name. You did it.
Well, I'm gonna make this quick because Mink is rocking.
she's singing old Negro spirituals too, right?
My first reaction. That's what I just read. I just read the headline. My first reaction was, how much of an absentee father is Future for her to even go that far? That's a level of petty that is unprecedented, I think. To go that far. That's a level of petty that I don't even know if I can stoop to. That should be a whole. When I read that, I was just like, that's a whole other show. Yeah, that's a whole other show. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I know they had Ciara Future had issues,
right,
and all of that,
right. And he's made some nasty comments. He has,
yes, definitely, yes, he has. But wow, like you was like that.
That's a lie.
That's between y'all two,
right? That's a level of petty that even I can be petty.
I don't think Future and his son's relationship is that bad.
That's what I'm saying. Right. We see that he spends time with his son. Like I said, we know he pays child support because he has spoken on that.
I mean, like Future don't like you, and you moved on.
Right. And Future got a whole nother baby.
Babies.
Yeah, I'm about to say he had 2 more since he's been with Sierra.
Oh, really?
I know he's had at least 1.
Was the one by the side chick that broke them up? Or?
I don't know. Side chick.
But he got like 5, 6 kids.
He had 3 before he got with her.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You chose him. Right. And you chose to name your son Future. You could have named that boy Brian.
Right. I'm saying that ain't even Future's real name.
It is not Future's real name.
So you even okay. So my thought is this.
Break it down.
I'm sorry. Are you finished? Are you finished?
No, please go ahead.
Okay. So this is
I don't want you to pop.
Well, honestly, this is my thought with it. I'm with you. You could name him Brian, Steve, Joseph, Jehoshaphat, Jebediah. You could have picked anything, but you picked, you went Hollywood with and you named him after his dad's persona, Future.
Right, the persona.
That was your big mistake right there.
You named your child after his father's nickname.
Yeah.
A tense, Future tense.
That's like naming yourself Pookie Head Jenkins for real. Like, don't do that.
Right.
But this is my thought. Now, I can give you another level of petty.
Oh,
because she could have named him Russell, and then whatever Russell's daddy's first name is, make his middle name, and then pick Russell's grandfather's name as another name, and then call him Wilson. Because you could just carry that whole line on down. That's how petty she could have went with it. I'm just saying. Okay.
So actually make him Latin. All right, go ahead.
I have a black friend who has 3 minutes. Anyway. But so my thought is this.
Is he from Brazil?
No, it's a girl. No, she's from DC.
Okay.
My thought is this. You should have never named him Future in the beginning. Let's start there. That's 1. 2, you could change his name to whatever. And I even would get if Daddy Future is willing to give up.
I'm like, why do that now? That's something he should have done.
I'm gonna say
when he was a baby.
That's how I was trying. Yeah, because I know in Merlin you had the first year, right? To change
your
name.
Together then. I mean, it took her a while to find Russell Wilson. But getting married, fall in love, all that good stuff.
She could have changed Baby Future's name
to something else. Yeah.
I personally would change his name. Okay. Deal with today. Right now, he's been getting called Future his whole life. Leave him as Future. That's one of the mistakes. That's like having a tattoo, or something crazy, and then realizing after you sober up, it's there now. Deal with it.
Right.
Look, get him an agent. Work on his show business career. Because
honestly, buy the boy encyclopedia set. Go find one.
Buy the boy encyclopedia set. I don't think the salesmen are coming around anymore.
I mean, my thing is the best. I mean, I would support an adoption situation. Not that you're asking for my support, but I'm saying I would support an adoption situation because, again, you're married. He loves your son, and if Future's cool with it, then cool. You know what I mean? But to change the boy whole name, I just think that's just
well, you know what?
A whole nother level.
In all honesty, I look at it this way. I think the adults should come into the room. I think his mother, his father, and his other father need to come into the room and have an adult conversation. Y'all done got to the pettiness, the hurt feelings. Future, you fucking somebody out. You got somebody else. Sierra, y'all done got somebody else. Stop battling each other because the only person that's suffering is Baby Future at this point.
Yeah. But and that's the thing. Like, I really thought that they were good. Like, I thought they had figured out the whole co-parenting situation until I saw this, and I was like, wow.
I think it's always going to be a sore spot because she told him in that damn song, you can find somebody better, or I can find somebody better than you. You can be checking for you when I find somebody. That real slow song she did.
I know what you're talking about.
I think Future's used to all his other baby mamas constantly having the door open for him.
Right, because his other baby mamas didn't marry a billionaire.
Right,
a millionaire.
But the thing about it is,
give him time.
Well, the thing about it is, he's mad because Future, in his world, Future is top dog. He's high level. He probably deal with women who deal with and have a lot less than she do.
Exactly.
She was able to pull herself up. Like I always say, Future was taking her to the weed house. Russell was to the White House.
Yeah.
And he couldn't compete.
Trap house with Future.
He couldn't compete. So it ain't about her marrying somebody else. It ain't about the baby. It's about his ego was crushed. And I think she was doing good at first. I was all team Sierra and Russell. Right. But I think now I think she kind of realizing it, and I think in part of her is kind of that last little jab and turn a knife. So now you're gonna try to take his son away from him.
She's trying to erase her past.
Yes, that whole I was a hoe, but now I got married. And, now I'm a good Christian. You know what I mean? That
I was a good woman now.
Right? Look, I was married now. So she's trying to erase that last bit of smudge by taking that name off of her son, especially since her son calls Russell daddy.
Right.
And Russell calls him Future. Just saying.
Show him.
Maybe he already called him Little Russ. I don't know. Maybe he already did that.
Show baby Future that y'all can go into a room, hash it out, and show y'all son how to be a man, how to be an adult. Don't keep trying to hurt the father, an adult. Don't try to keep hurting the father through the son, because all you're gonna do is wind up hurting your son.
Yeah, like I said, I just thought that was very interesting. I don't even know how that works, but because Future
super petty.
Right, that's super petty. That's super petty.
I mean,
maybe she went to Future about adoption, and Future won't do it. Well, maybe he won't give up his parental rights, which I wouldn't either. Again, just because you hit the jackpot doesn't negate the fact that this is his father. Right. And again, his father is around, and at least for right now, he has the financial means to pay his child support, do what he's supposed to do. Again, for now. So I don't know, Sierra. I ain't with you on this one.
So Little Future will be 5 years old in May.
Let that go.
I mean, okay, but if you're going to change his name, do it before he starts school. He ain't in kindergarten yet.
5, yeah, he should be.
No, he will be.
They rich. 5. He already in school. They rich.
Yeah. I'm talking about a real school.
I mean,
like public, like
rich people. That's what they come up with the whole cheating scandal. They were like, these kids been in the best from preschool, and they still couldn't get into fucking Yale
or USC
or USC. Anyway, so on Friday night, we got word that the Mueller report has been submitted to the Department of Justice. So, of course, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they've been talking about it all weekend nonstop. They've been figuring what should, would, could, hood, whatever. Yeah. So, first of all, what do you think? Do you think it's any smoking guns in the report?
No.
Because
I don't think so either.
Even when it was that afternoon, they was asking, all the talking heads shows on. They was like, do you really think anything's going to come out of this? Everybody was like, nah, not really. Like, even the people that wanted to see the report, they was like, we don't think we'll get anything.
I don't think it's a smoking gun because
out of this report.
Friday night is considered like the trash dump. Things get lost over the weekend. If there were a smoking gun, he would have waited till Monday. I just think if it was something to see, I think he would have sent it at a time when people were looking.
I think enough people have already seen it.
Well, we know there are no more indictments. And I mean, not that Trump could be indicted. Even if there was a smoking gun in there, Trump can't be indicted. A sitting president, that's one of the arguments about whether a sitting president can even be indicted or not. Certainly with this Senate, a sitting president wouldn't be indicted. I don't think there's a smoking gun. Do I think that there's enough information? Do I think there's enough circumstantial information that if he were anybody else, charges could be brought? Right. I believe that. I believe there's enough smoke there that if he were anyone else, charges could be brought against him. But do I think that there's enough there for whether it's Trump or anybody else, for the president of the United States for anything to really happen? Because remember, with Nixon, they had all of this with Watergate. It wasn't until they actually got the tape of Nixon in his own voice admitting that he did it. Right. They had all these they had all of this circumstantial evidence against Nixon, and people were like, "Well, we still believe him." Like
or that was to believe, or we really can't do anything.
Right. But it wasn't until there was an actual tape of Nixon's own voice saying, "Yeah, I did it. I tried to cover up Watergate. I blah blah blah." Until that happened, there really was not a whole lot there.
Well, creators just said, they believe another shoe will drop.
You think so?
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be smoke.
And it might be one of them things where
there's gonna be a lot of people reaching. You see this, you see that, you see this, you see that, and this line here, this line there. But classic saying, until there's videotape, audio tape.
And even then, with these people,
GPS
I mean, because we already have tape of Trump saying certain things, and people were like, "Oh, it's just locker room talk. Oh, he didn't mean it. Oh, he's a jokester."
You misunderstood his racism,
right? That's different kind of racism.
Misunderstood his racism. Hashtag.
So I believe I agree with you, class. It's going to be a whole bunch of something. And I really think it's probably smoke and mirrors to cover something else that might be going on that we may not be privy to just yet.
I think it's smoke there. Now, I'm going to tell you who I think. I think his kids need to look out.
The thing that he revoked something with North Korea.
The deal with North Korea?
Yeah, we all good now with them now.
Oh,
because there was a ban, a sanction.
Right, that he lifted. Yeah.
Doing this report, that was like you got to read the bottom of the screen.
Okay, first of all, why is his signature like a damn heartbeat monitor thing?
I have a crazy signature, so I can't say
that. You got a crazy signature?
Yeah,
I'm getting to be president.
Exactly. Because remember, Barack Obama's was just a B and an O.
Like, see, that's that swag on there.
See, his swag was Barack Obama, right? Swag, right? I just think, and I think his kids might need to look out. I think there might be enough in there for his kids. I do think that.
Everybody around.
Something in there, because you saw, was it Donald Jr. or was it the other son? Wife jumped him and left his ass?
I think it was Donald. Was it Donald Jr.?
Oh, what?
She did. One of Donald's kids, one of the sons.
His wife just divorced him.
His wife divorced him. They have, 5-6 kids, and she up and roll the fuck out?
I need to pee over here for that one. She would have all that. She watches the news.
I do. I watch the news.
I'm just saying the PL watches the news like it's a show, like it's a series show, like it's like Real Housewives or whatever in the news.
Real Housewives of the White House.
So it's on when I get up.
I think that
it's on when I come home.
Well, I do, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is turn on. I listen to Morning Joe on my way to work. But what?
I don't like Morning Joe.
I love Morning Joe. But I think that now look, my next question to you guys is: do you think we'll see the report? Are they gonna? Because remember, the Department of Justice now, he got his dude in there. And do you think they'll just kill the report? Do you think we'll ever see it? Do you think they're going to release it to the public? Is it going what do you think they're going to do with this?
I can't remember the term, but if you've seen how the military give you pages and it's like blacked out lines and words, redacted. Yes, you're gonna see his name. The whole damn paragraph can be black. You can see sincerely. You ain't gonna get nothing. You really ain't gonna get anything out of it. And if they do try, it's gonna be pages missing. Oh, we don't have a page 475. We don't know what page 392 at.
Are you sure? It's numbered at the bottom.
right. Oh,
yeah.
It ain't.
It's watching too many movies. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, for me, honestly, I need to give me the Cliff Notes version. I don't need the whole, you know what I mean? I need to give me the Cliff Notes version. Right. But, you know, again, going back to Watergate, it's the history nerd in me. They published it in the paper.
Somebody going to jail again, don't even bother me.
They published the transcripts of the tapes in the paper.
But that was 74. You know, the way we view stuff nowadays and the way...
That's not the real tape. Somebody did that.
Yeah, and the way we try to protect... And I wonder how much of that was all of it.
Audio file.
Right, I wonder how much...
No, it was all of it.
That they told us it was all of it. You know what I mean? You are such a conspiracy. I am. I don't trust nobody. I'm telling y'all right now. I don't trust nobody. So,
what's creative saying?
It says, hopefully the House will argue that the report be released. Hopefully,
Don Jr. and she got her own money. Thank you.
I ain't disputing the fact that she got her own money, but something was she stuck around. She stuck around with him.
Say what you feel. Say what you feel.
Say.
And they had what 5-6 kids?
Hashtag that.
How many kids did they? I don't know how many kids they had. They had a couple though. Remember all the kids was running around when he was inaugurated?
Yeah. So, and all of a sudden, this comes up and you out the door. You
gone. How big Barry is now? He had a growth spurt.
Barry's 7'9". Like, what the fuck is they feeding him? Can you come give it to my children?
You know, his daddy was a basketball player.
His daddy was real daddy?
Yeah, his real daddy.
His real daddy.
His real daddy.
Okay, his real daddy.
Let's fuck that up.
Right, his real daddy, a basketball player.
His real daddy.
Because we know.
I'm just saying.
Because Snuffleupagus.
Ooh, hashtag.
There's no hashtag to that.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Come check me, boo.
Don's ex-wife comes from big money.
Oh, I'm sure. Because those are the
he
circles
wouldn't have
that
broke chick. He wouldn't have
those are the circles that they run in. So I'm sure
he'd have fucked the broke chick, but he wouldn't have murdered her.
He fucked plenty. That's probably why he's divorced now. I'm just saying. Well, I'm interested. Honestly, the political scientist in me, I want to see what it says, but again, like I said, I need to clip. I'm fine with the Cliff Notes version because I'm sure it's in legalese and all that other stuff and World War Thou. I ain't got time to be reading.
These are the times
somebody handcuffs welcome to the sedan.
These are times I miss.
I know, right?
These are times I miss Tim Russert.
I love Tim Russert
because he'd have been all in that shit. He'd have had what's the daughter name? Ivanka. He'd have ass on TV crying with a ponytail. You know, he'd have
make mascara running.
Right.
Right. No.
Right. I just saw I missed him, Russ, because he'd have had it.
Yeah, he definitely would have set that up. It would have, but I don't know. So okay, let's just stay in politics for a quick second before we move on. I know. Well, only to say this: do y'all know that the first Democratic debate for 2020 will be in June? Dude.
This June?
This June?
Like,
right,
yes. I said the same thing. It's coming up in June. First of all, there's going to be 500 people on stage. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do a debate. They're going to do a part 1, part 2. Like, you have to draw straws. Right.
People on stage.
Like, you have to meet certain criteria to make the cut. But and I'm not exaggerating. Well, I'm exaggerating because I don't know the exact number. But I promise you, there's about 20 people.
Yeah. So everybody's running for president.
I'm running.
On the Democratic side.
I'm running for president of the United States.
I mean, you can. You know what I'm saying? You beat all the criteria.
Which don't take much.
It really doesn't.
I age into the system.
Too damn high.
Gas and milk is too damn high.
There you go. That's your platform. Gas and milk is too damn high.
I ain't promising y'all I ain't promising no taxes. I ain't promising no tax breaks. I'm just saying gas and milk is just too damn high. We're gonna start there. I ain't promising free education. Because some of y'all motherfuckers, your kids need to go back to preschool.
Did it need to be free?
No, they just sit in the back.
Free preschool. That was
I ain't gonna lie, it was preschool.
I sent her a report that the woman's going to jail for sending her kid to a school out of
yeah, there are a couple of cases where people went to jail for that. Yeah.
I was like, but wait, what color? I was like, she was homeless.
Right.
How does she have a home district and you home? Like, there's no home.
Because, like, I know in DC.
I had a real bad joke, but yeah.
But I know, but no, that's true. No, that's valid. But that's what people are arguing, like, about this whole cheating scandal. Like, so they're gonna be going to jail like this woman went to jail.
She was going to jail, because she admitted there was a drug charge on top, but she got the 5 years. I think for the schooling thing on top of that. Like, she was in trouble.
Anyway.
My petties were kicked in. I'm like, you know what? Let me move my fucking box next to the playground so my child can go to the school. So that's how I've been acting.
And then they put a price tag on it. Like, it was like grand.
Because they charge it. Because there's a number. What it is there's a number.
How do you get that?
Because there's a per pupil number. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Each student, there's a number attached to each student, depending on what district you're in. So grand larceny is based on the dollar amount. So what they're saying is you stole, if the per pupil price is $3,500 per student, that's how much the schools' budgets are based on how many students they have based on that number. So if you have 100 kids in your school, you say you have 100 kids enrolled in your school, then your budget, what you get is, let's say the number is 3,500, you get 3,500 times 100. That's the amount of money you get to run your school for the year.
Gotcha.
So what they're saying is you lied. So you stole $3,500 from another school. Okay. So that's how they get to that grade. But it's all that. It's bullshit.
Homeless.
In DC
district.
But that's the thing. In DC, if you are considered homeless, you can enroll your child at any school in DCPS. So your child can go to School Without Walls, Duke Ellington, whatever. If you are identified as homeless, so I don't. But that's DC law. That may not be the law where she lives.
But how do you say?
No, I don't disagree with you. No, I agree. I'm agreeing with you. It's bullshit.
I'm like, wait, what? Like I had to read that line over again.
But that's why people are arguing. Like these people gonna go to jail? Like
no,
you know what I'm saying? These scandal. It's just funny how they get these pretty names.
The fact that when everything broke and Lori Loughlin's daughter was on a yacht with the president of USC's daughter during school time, she had not a care in the world. She had not a concern. She had no give a fucks going on.
And my thing is, why do you want, like, your children clearly don't care about college.
No fuss, but no give a fucks.
No give a fucks
going on in her life, because she just knew. Even now,
just to have that credential, so when you take over whatever it is, it doesn't look dumb.
The fact that you're on a yacht with the president of a university's child, and you know what I mean, that shows you
what president of the university child can have friends.
She can have friends, but my thought is y'all both on a yacht together, and school is going on.
They might not have had class that day. They ain't like high school.
The school is in California. They were in Europe.
All right. And blows that theory right out of the water.
I was trying to help you, girl.
Done and
I was trying to help you, girl. There's not a whole lot I can do with that.
No.
Done and done.
No.
Well,
yeah,
we'll see. But that's what the argument of a lot of people. That's why a lot of people have the argument about, because I thought it was ridiculous. Period. But that's where they're getting that grand larceny from. That's just like when I worked at the jail and I would have kids there who were being brought up on, grand larceny charges because they stole a cell phone. They were like, "Oh, I gave us still a cell phone." I'm like, "We stole $1,000 cell phone," and that is what they're using. They're using the price for. Well, all I stole was an iPad. Well, you stole $1,000 iPad.
And they're using the MSRP of
not the sale price, right?
Yeah, but no, they're using what the phone is, what the phone is worth, right? The value of the phone, not what that person paid for.
You go to a cell phone store now, and they have the deal for the phone. You can get it for this.
Right, but that's what they're using
on the poster, like behind the phone, the small print on the side. It told you the actual cost of the phone.
Right.
So while you can get it on your plan, and it'll be maybe only $100 a month or whatever it is, or whatever deal, or whatever few $100 you spend right now, the actual cost of that phone, like you think, oh, it was only this amount of money. That's how you get to that attitude. Like, well, it was only your cell phone. It was only because they don't see the actual price of the phone. It's there. Look at it.
Right.
I used to not want a phone.
I used to work at a bank years ago, and one of the customers came in, in the middle doing everything, left her cell phone on the counter. Young guy who came to the bank all the time because his company bankrupt, so he cast his check. Instead, he saw the cell phone. Instead of him picking it up and being like, "Hey," or at least saying, "Hey, someone left their cell phone," he held on to it. Long story short, he decided to call people in her cell phone before you lock your cell phones. He started calling people on her cell phone. She called the phone. He answering. He's telling her that he'll give her cell phone back to her for X amount of dollars. And to be honest with it, young black guy, she probably was in her mid-30s, white woman with some had her Chanel shoes and everything on. She had a little something with her. Long story short,
she called the police.
She called the police. Actually, she called the bank first, because the phone was taken out of the bank.
Right.
She called the bank, and then our branch manager wound up calling the police. Because know the law before you try to break it.
Right.
Because he took her phone out of the bank.
Yep.
Because he called her. I think he lived in Maryland. She lived in D.C. He called her from his home with her cell phone. Because he called other people in her phone. Ransom, extortion. Federal charges.
Those are federal charges. I was going to say that's federal.
And when it came down to it, we had to basically pull a sting operation in the bank.
Damn.
And he came.
Get him back to come back.
Yeah, he came back to the bank, and she was like, "Fine, I just need my phone. I'll give you the whatever money." It was like $500.
Thank you.
Whatever money. Whatever money he was like, she was like, "You'll come." And when he got there, we had like 2 or 3, 4. We had like 4 undercover FBI agents, which wasn't hard because the bank was walking distance from FBI building, so they was on their lunch break. And right across the street. And
we got paid today, right?
Right, and they came
out anyway.
Right.
I gotta go down to the ATM anyway.
Right, and they quietly came on over. When he walked in the bank and walked up to her, she made some little motion, and they quietly came over and they grabbed him. And I'm looking at him like,
dummy.
And the thing is, and she said it, she'd been willing to give him some money if he just turned the phone over to. It would have been $500 or whatever he was asking for. Right. But he'd have got something.
But you know what? We got to get away from expecting. I know when I was a kid, that was one of the lessons that my mom put in me. Instilled in me was, I don't remember the whole situation, but I remember there was something that went down, and I did the right thing, but I was expecting to be rewarded for it. And my mother was like, "You don't do the right thing expecting to get something in return. Right. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do." Right. And I remember that just being a lesson. And I try to, when people do nice things for me, I try to reward. But sometimes, like I've had people, as a woman, you on the side of the road, I've had a flat tire before. Just situation. And I've had people offer their assistance, and you go to offer them money and they won't take it. So I try to be mindful of offering it, even if they won't take it. Right. But it's just, sometimes you don't think like that. Sometimes you're just so relieved and caught up in the moment. You don't think. So it's not even so much it's always done with malice. And like you said, the woman was like, "Hey, I would have probably given you something because I was tripping over my cell phone." Right. But the way you went about it was just like, that's fucked up. Right, you don't because you don't know who the people are.
You don't know,
But if he was, if he was calling her friend saying, "Hey, I found her cell phone, tell her to get in touch with me," and you had no expectation, you might have got something out of it.
And you didn't get jumped after that. I was just saying, a couple of friends, yeah, maybe over here, yeah, she be right.
Well, she probably had those kind of friends.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean,
just saying, just because you got it from a bank, I'm just saying you never know.
You don't know who you talking to, right?
Who you talking to,
right? So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're right. People don't realize when they do things and they're like, "Oh, all it was such and such." You don't know how the DA gonna spend it. You don't know what what types of laws are on the books. Yeah, I see Law and Order. They be pulling shit from 1872. You never know.
And the more you talk, there's just more charges for you.
Right. Keep going.
And the thing about it is, and I think the job he had because he had a situation in his juvenile life. So,
well then,
I'm like,
so about that street life.
Yeah, so it's like you might already been on probation, or already watched.
I already told all his friends, I'm about to get this woman phone.
Right.
We about to hit the club, baby.
Right.
And I was
that's probably all he was thinking about too.
And I remember them taking him out in the handcuffs and him going, "It was only your phone." No, it wasn't, dude. You called her mama. Yeah. And then you held on there for days.
You may inadvertently call like her job, like somebody she worked with.
Right. You don't know who you calling. It's not like people put in their phone identifying everybody that's in their phone.
Right.
You don't know who you're calling. So yeah, that was dumb. That goes under the file of dumb criminal.
Right.
Dumbass.
Dumbass dummy. Hashtag that dumbass dummy.
Dumb dummy. Dumb dummy. Well, the rumor is getting back to, and I'm only gonna speak this. The rumor is that Joe Biden is going to announce, and that he's thinking about, even though he doesn't have to say it this early, but he's grooming Stacey Abrams. What you think about
to be his vice? Mm-hmm. I would love. I'm not gonna lie. In my world, my rainbows and unicorns, I would love to see Biden Obama.
Flip it on him.
He can pick flip it on him. I really wouldn't care. But
flip it on him. I was thinking the same thing.
I would love to see that. That would be funny. I mean, we know Obama. We know President Obama. We know he having a good time surfing and whatnot, and him and his lady, dating and whatnot. But that would be so dancing. Right? They living their best life.
Doing the job.
Right.
Sending letters to J-Lo and A-Rod, congratulating them on their engagement and shit.
I do all this happiness while my tax return looking like it's supposed to. I got out.
Yo, have y'all done y'all taxes yet?
No,
Yo, never.
No, I'm not trying to.
As a single woman with no kids, my taxes already be fugazi, but never.
As a married woman,
this year,
as a married woman with 2 kids, and our house income is more than $1.
And our house income is more than $1.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
You said your taxes look a little funky too?
Look, I just need them done.
Oh, you ain't even done yours yet?
Nah.
I done already done them and mailed them.
Did you mail them for real?
Yeah.
You want E-file?
Well, okay. Long story short,
this is like,
the ones I can E-file, I E-file. DC doesn't do E-file. And something I did over the summer, they took DC taxes out instead of taking Maryland taxes out. So I had to file in DC to get the refund to file in Maryland. So so DC I had to mail. Now why DC don't have E-file? That's a whole nother.
It's DC government. It's a whole nother. My mama worked.
But there's so many white people in DC now. I thought they would have they didn't give it to us, but I thought they'd have it for the white folks.
They don't some of the shit I say.
They don't live there.
Right.
Oh no, they live there.
No, they Airbnb.
There was an article. Well, okay, I got you. But there was an article talking about that DC has the highest rate of gentrification in the country.
Yeah.
I'm like, we beat San Francisco?
Yeah. That's because they buying the houses that they rent out for Airbnb, and they still in Virginia trying to work.
U Street. When I was at Jeff, and as soon as they got the condos put up, they was doing it for like 10 years.
When you see a white woman walking her dog with some yoga pants on, your neighborhood's done.
No, when that Whole Foods go up, like up here on Pennsylvania Avenue, where they about to gentrify over there where I work, they put bike lanes. We were like, well, there it is. It's coming. There you go. Bike lanes. That's it.
From where I used to,
Whole Foods, bike lanes, Starbucks.
Where I used to live.
That's the starter kit for gentrification.
Park Road, all that uptown, backyards from.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah. They put up a Best Buy and Target.
We know.
It's done.
It's a Best Buy there?
Yes.
It's done. Dang, I knew about the Target.
It's basically a mall. right there.
Oh no! I do know. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know. I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
You know, to go by the old house. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
So I'm like, what?
That's where
Why is there traffic?
Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah, when I was in the hospital. So I'm tell y'all a story. When I was in the hospital, right? Some of y'all may know, some of y'all don't. I was in a wheelchair for a while, and so I used to have physical therapy and then occupational therapy, right? Mm-hmm. So one of my like final tests for occupational therapy was like towards the end when I was getting ready to go home. I had to go out in public and like maneuver my wheelchair. I had to like go to a store, buy stuff, like go to the bathroom. Like I had to do certain things so they knew that I could go out. And yeah, they were with me. No, they were with me. We took the van.
Like this is an honest system.
No, but that's what we went. We went up to
if she make it back, she pays.
Right. But that's what we went. We went up to the Target up there on Park Road.
Should be back here now.
And so we drove up to the Target on Park Road. So I got out. But seriously, like real talk, you don't know stuff until you experience it. Right. I had to cross the street, right? And it's one of those intersections where there's a turn, people are turning because they're turning onto whatever that main road is or whatever. And like literally, I'm in the street, in the wheelchair trying to cross the street, and motherfuckers are still trying to turn. And I'm like, dude, are you gonna fucking like you? I know you see me in a wheelchair. Dude, people were still, I was like, see, wow. But it was more nice people than not nice, but just little stuff like that I'm like, so you turning is more important than the handicapped person getting across the street.
That's when you just sort of pop the brake on the chair.
Just sit there.
Really, bitch?
Right. But yeah, it was I had to go through the Target.
I know you not rushing me.
Right. I had to go through the Target. I picked up stuff that I wanted to buy and go through the register and actually pay and all that good stuff. It was an interesting experience. Thank God I didn't have to stay in a wheelchair. But for people who that is their life, it was definitely a view from the other side. It definitely was. All right, so the reviews are not looking really good for us. Now, I haven't seen it. I have no intention of seeing it. I saw something on Facebook where somebody was like, can I just cash app Jordan Peele $25? I feel the same way. I don't do scary. So I have no intention of seeing us. But the reviews are not really good. People who've seen it, I mean, they made a lot of money now. It made like $80 million this weekend or something like that. It made a lot of money. But y'all know how first week and when the reviews start coming in, people say they're good, it can plummet. So what y'all? I mean, did either one of y'all go see it?
I have no. I'm with you.
Are y'all planning to see it?
No, yes. I have no intent. I have no intention of watching it.
Oh, you have no intention of watching it? You gonna look at it on the Fire Stick? No, I'm gonna go to the theater.
I'm gonna go ahead and
pay for that one.
You wanna go ahead and?
I'm gonna go ahead and support. Yeah.
Like I said, I'll buy a ticket, and I will. I'll go online and buy a ticket because I do want to support him, but I have no intention to see it.
I ain't buying a ticket. I ain't see the movie.
Right.
Well, I do that all the time. Really? Yeah, I do it. If there are movies that I don't particularly want to see, but I want to support the movie, I've done that before. I guess I do it all the time, but I've done it before. Because I want. Now there are times when I will see the movie through other means, and I'll buy a ticket. Like if Bill Street Could Talk, I bought a ticket because I wanted to support the movie. It was good. I wanted to support the movie. However, I had seen it.
Okay. Well, you know what, my girl P Love. And P Love.
P Love, what's up, girl? I miss you, girl. I miss P Love.
That's how I was on the way here.
You gonna have to come visit a sister. Oh, actually, we should go down there. We can go down for a football game.
P Love and her hubby RC Jack supposedly went to go see it. I think last night. So I'm gonna call her on the way after we done here. I'm gonna call on the way home and see what we thought about.
I mean, a lot of people, and I mean, I'm not even talking about just people that I'm friends with on Facebook or whatever. A lot of people are just saying that it just wasn't it didn't make sense. They weren't crazy,
and that's
there are a couple of.
I saw the premise of the movie, the substance of the movie, and they was telling me like kind of.
People are saying
I'm like, how did he make that? Like, I just want to see it. Now
I will say that I've heard that the acting is ridiculous. Now I have heard that Lupita and even the kids they said the kids they did that. Now, I heard that. I heard the acting is great.
The whole genre has been taking a hit.
Okay, so this is my thing.
So I'm like, all right,
Freddy Krueger.
No, been done. Freddy's dead.
No, I'm just saying that's my genre. That's what I grew up with. On
Jason
and Michael Myers.
You said make another one. I'm about to say.
Yeah, they're redoing.
Okay, hold up. Yes, they are in a thing. Look, they redoing Pet Sematary.
The previous. Yeah, they're redoing Pet Sematary.
Okay, hold up. When I had to find this picture, and I'm gonna bring it. And when I find them, I'm gonna show it to y'all. I have a picture of me when I was ever been about 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, right.
And I'm sitting on the floor at my Aunt Hazel's house when she was in DC. Never ever paid attention to it. Whatever, years. And one day, I'm looking at the picture. I look over in the corner of the picture, and I had a damn Chucky doll. The doll.
My name is Chucky. Can we be friends?
Yes, the doll. And honestly, it's 3 of us. I don't know if it was mine, one of my brothers, or what. But in the picture, in the corner, you see that the doll that he possessed. And I was like, that was a real damn doll.
Chucky goes to the hood.
Chucky got his ass whooped.
Hey, look, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Right? What y'all a Chucky doll?
It was a my friend, whatever. So I'm assuming I was one of my brothers.
My buddy.
Yeah.
My buddy. Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy.
My buddy. And they
you know the lyrics. Don't act like you don't know it.
Said I know it, but I wasn't that happy about it.
And they came, and years later, they came out with my sister.
They did.
Kid, sister.
Yeah, I remember that now.
For the girls. But you know what I was gonna say is,
I had a headache too.
When you do movies
but it's
like
all better now.
When you the unofficial sponsor. When you do movies like that, how do you let your kids in that movie? Like, what type of things are they? Because you know that was the whole thing with Heath Ledger. Well, no, what I'm saying, well, Heath Ledger when he played the Joker,
right? He
got addicted to prescription pills. He said because he couldn't channel out the character of the Joker because it got so deep into his psyche trying to play that character. And if you watch
I think it's different for kids though.
But even if you watch like Jason, the original Friday 13th thing,
right?
They never got the same guy to play for Jason over and over again. It was always a different person to play Jason, and they got
until one guy has been Jason for like the longest.
Well, one guy played.
That's just not actually.
One guy who played Jason when they did the first Jason, they got him again. I think to play Jason in part 5 or 6, somewhere around it, because it was in the last once they were trying to start and end it.
Right.
But then I don't know what they started doing like kind of after that. But what I'm saying is, when you put your kids in horror movies, what methods do they go through to? I don't know.
I think, like I was saying,
to relieve your kids.
I think it's easy for kids because it's. I mean, I know it's acting, profession, but I think make believe is like, everyone around will make believe. As kids,
right?
I think they can just let that go. And plus, it's not like, they're acting like they're pretending, and like. I know you're saying it's like a horror movie, but there's no like the creepy music. They don't hear. There's no creepy music playing.
But you do have. But the reality is, you do if you're a great actor. There is a place you have to go.
Yeah.
I remember hearing stories about when Malcolm X and Denzel Washington, and there were scenes where he was giving those speeches, and when Spike Lee would yell "cut," like it was just like wow, like people were like wow. When they
had to bring him back.
They had to bring him back. When they were doing The Preacher's Wife, Penny Marshall, rest in peace. She was the director, and when they were doing those church scenes, she said that there were times when she was like cut, and they couldn't. Because the black experience, the black church, they weren't acting anymore. Those choirs were singing.
You better sing, girl.
Right. She said that she would yell cut. She said she learned so much just about the black experience, the black church. But she said there were parts where they just,
hey P.O.
There were just parts where they couldn't. Come on, Daddy Dane. Come on, Daddy Dane.
P.O.
What up? It's the P.O. in the house. So whenever he talk about his P.O., that's her.
That's his lovely P.O.
Thank you for letting giving him some time out for the hour. We're almost done. She said, "Oh." She's like 2 more hours.
Keep them. But yeah, it's I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I'm just thinking. My point, is sometimes it's hard for adults.
Your point.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for adults to kind of break free from those characters. So how do they make sure kids don't get stuck in those places?
It's probably a playground and an Xbox and everything else in the background.
I know legally they're not allowed to work them for so many hours, and they do give them regular breaks. And they do give them other activities to kind of like
Well, legally they can only be on set for a certain amount of hours. But that brought me to a question. Both of y'all have children. Mm-hmm. Would you, if your children were child actors and y'all were in that life, would y'all let them do a movie like a Chucky or Us or what?
And all honesty,
would you worry about them?
I would.
You say yeah.
I would worry about them. And honestly, depending on it's not about age, depending on their maturity level and what they're able to handle.
Right, that makes a difference.
Because I remember reading, I forgot which child star it was, and they said their parents only allowed them to do like maybe 3 movies a year. After that, they had to go be kids. They weren't allowed, regardless of how good the role was, regardless of what, they had a set number where the child had to work.
No matter what scripts came.
Right.
Yeah, they say they hit their 3 by March. Oh well.
Right. And those were the parents, and I mean, I'm not that we can go left.
Right.
But those are the parents who weren't relying on their kids for their livelihood. Exactly. You know, unfortunately, a lot of child actors, the parents, they quit their jobs and that is their livelihood. Right. And so they can't. I remember when this was years ago, I was a kid. Well, not a kid, I was young. When they did
years ago, he was a kid.
Shut up. When they did the story of Arnold.
Gary Coleman,
when they did his story. And I can't remember if it was the story of Different Strokes or if it was the story of Gary Coleman, but there was a scene where in the beginning, right, but it was a scene where in the beginning he was having a good time. His parents told him, because his parents at the time, they were both working and they were making, I think his father was a cop at one time or whatever. And they told him, they said, you let us know when it's not fun anymore. This is just for fun. And when it's not fun anymore, you tell us you want to stop. And this was before Different Strokes. While he was on Different Strokes, he no longer wanted to do it. And he went to his parents and he said, it's not fun anymore. I want to quit. And they were like, well, you can't quit. You can't do that. You've made all these obligations and you've done this and you've done that. And he said, but you told me
when it's not fun
when it wasn't fun anymore, I could quit. And so, but you know, we know the story of Gary Coleman where his parents stole his money and all that other stuff. But those are parents, right? But those are parents. And I could even see if his parents said, okay, you've got to finish the show because that is an obligation. However, we won't take on any new. And I can see that, but they were just like, oh no, because you got a Christmas special and you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, because they were no longer thinking of him as their child. Right. He was the check. You know, so that's why I believe that. I mean, for both of you guys, because I'm not just saying this because I know. I mean, because I'm saying this because I know you, but that I believe that you guys would not allow something like that to take over and wash out what is in the best interest. Because I know your daughter does a lot of modeling and dancing and stuff like that. So if a talent scout came along and offered her, I believe you would allow the opportunity, but you would not do it at the expense of your child. Like, I do believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm just asking because of those types of roles.
Because you know what? It was a show back in the day called...
For the little bit that she's doing.
Right. Exactly.
There was a show back in the day called The Hogan Family.
I remember The Hogan Family. Because it started off as Valerie.
Yeah.
And then they fired Valerie.
Yes.
Which I never understood. I liked Valerie. They killed her off the show.
I know. Well, one of the boys who played the twin brothers on the show... I remember watching some show that he was on. He was on an interview or whatever. He said his parents were divorced and he had a dad remarried, mom remarried. He was living with his mom and his stepdad. They gave him carte blanche. He could do whatever he wanted. They didn't care because he had Hogan family checks rolling in. They didn't care.
Right.
And he, as a kid, of course, he didn't care.
Right.
He said until he got a little bit older and he went to go do something and his money wasn't there. And they tried to tell him.
Same thing with Gary Coleman.
And they tried to tell him, well, you know, the expense of, you know, you doing this and all. And he's like, but my mom got a new car. My stepfather got a new car. Y'all got clothes, but I can't get no shoes for school. It was like something, you know.
And that's why in the state of California, there's a law. I don't know if this might be federal law, but I know in California, there's a law that that a certain percentage of your paycheck has to go into a trust not to be spent. And what Gary Coleman was saying was that his parents got a judge to break that. And so even the money that should have been set aside for him was gone. And so that's why when he sued his parents, he also sued, you know, a bunch of other people because he was like, they didn't do this on their own because they didn't just spend this percentage. They spent everything.
Well, this young man, he said that he wound up going to live with his dad and stepmom. He said, and as a kid, he didn't like it. He said, but he realized, he said, because what happened was he had younger siblings with his dad and stepmom. And he said he came over there. She was like, look, you in my house, you going to mine. My kids can't do this, and this. My kids include you. So he said one of the things he had to do, regardless of acting, whatever he had to do, clean your room. He had certain chores. And he said one time she had a strict rule about you couldn't leave stuff laying around. He left his shoes on the floor.
She threw them away. She
said he came home one day. He's like, where my shoes at? And she said, what shoes? I didn't see any shoes. And he's like, my shoes. I left them on the floor. She said, I ain't seen any shoes. The only thing else on the floor was trash. He said he went looking there. His shoes were. He said from that point on, he knew she meant what she said. He said, but in all of that, his stepmother worked, his dad worked. They weren't relying on him and his checks.
And there's a difference. There, Rick Schroeder. He doesn't want to be Ricky.
Yeah, it's
Rick Schroeder.
Hey, boo.
His parents took his money and they bought Taco Bells and gas stations. So when he got 21 or 18, whenever he was in charge, not only because at once Silver Springs was over and all that. Silver Springs was over. Where we going after this? Silver Springs. But you know, because at a certain point there's that dry spell of transition,
especially from kid to
adult. There's that dry spell. But once he got to be an adult, whether it was 18 or 21, I don't remember. His parents sat down with him and they handed him his portfolio. And he was like, he didn't even know. His parents never even talked to him about it. They just invested the money. Now he was like, we lived comfortably, you know, we lived upper middle class. We didn't live poor, but my parents took that money and they invested it. And I remember Corey Feldman comparing what his parents did to Rick Schroder, saying, I wish my parents had done what his parents did. When he got to be an adult, he had a totally different career that he never had to work again because he was a businessman now. He never had to work again. So it's just
because you have to think about,
and it's not even a black and white issue because we see it happen with white kids too. It's not a black and white issue. It's just, you know, parents living vicariously through their children. We went way left. I don't even know how we got on this. Oh, we're talking about us.
Right. Oh, let your kids act. Right. Let your kids
act. Let your children act.
But that's your question. I would let them do it. That's what they really want to do. You would have to sit back and talk about it. You would have to understand you're a child and you're a student first.
Right.
You know, because like you're saying, you see so many kids, regardless of race. The girl from Family Matters, the youngest daughter, who went upstairs and never came back.
She did porn.
Yes, because remember, she said that she got fired from Family Matters because her parents had juiced it up and was telling her she was a star of the show. And her parents thought that the show couldn't go on without her.
What made them think that? She was never the star.
And they demanded more money. And when the show decided we're not going to do it,
they couldn't. I mean, that was a low budget black show on a Friday night network. On Friday night. Like, y'all weren't even the star of y'all lineup. It was TGI Fridays and the star was Full House. Like, y'all weren't, it wasn't even, it wasn't until Urkel that Family Matters blew up. And unfortunately, Urkel was supposed to be like a reoccurring, he wasn't supposed to be on the show like that. But his character blew up to the point where it became the Urkel show.
And she said a little bit of money that she was making, again, her parents were blowing it and spending.
Because it wasn't that kind of
But the sad thing is, she was what? 12, 13, somewhere around there.
When she got washed up at 12.
When she got put off the show, and by that time, word had already spread that her parent managers were bad people.
So they didn't want it. She was kryptonite.
Right. So what wound up happening? She said,
like that superhero reference, right? Right.
She said when she came home, her parents were like, "Oh, well, the mortgage got to be paid. What are you going to do?"
Burn, chicka, burn, burn.
Right. So she said she got other jobs. She tried to get other things. Of course, nothing was going to pay this because they moved out the house they were in, moved into this exuberant neighborhood that nobody could afford. And so when she got fired, she said as a child, her parents never thought, let's sell the cars, let's sell the houses. She said even after she was fired, Mama still walk around LA with mink coats. So she said, she's sitting there. She said she's stressed.
That's that new rich shit.
Right. And she said she was stressed because she didn't know. That's how she kind of got to porn.
New money's fast money.
Yeah,
right. New money is gone money. And so that's how she wound up getting into it. Because she's like, she knew how to act. And sex is,
you don't need acting skills for porn.
She got a little bit more money because she was a recognized.
Scenes back then. And all
before it was just clips online.
Right.
We actually had movies.
Right.
She said with somewhat plot line.
It was credits.
Y'all want to order a pizza? You know what I'm saying?
That's my doing.
Like that's how it was started. That's how the storyline started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What y'all doing? I don't know. Y'all want to order a pizza? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it was started.
And then the music, bong.
I'm just trying to figure out how many times you've seen that scene, though.
It's a million times. Right. How many times have they used that scene?
Right.
The pizza man, the plumber.
I said the pizza plumber.
The pizza man is a whole series.
Now, how do you know?
But it's on there. It's the whole series.
I didn't know that.
Did
you know that? I didn't know that. Who's Googling porn?
You just Google pizza delivery.
What the fuck? Again, how do you know that? Why are you Googling pizza delivery?
Because I wasn't home and I wanted to see who delivered around the neighborhood I was in.
Uber Eats, nigga. Uber Eats.
Uber Eats went out back then.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
It wasn't that long ago. Uber Eats went out.
You know what? I still don't have Uber Eats in my neighborhood. I'm like, am I that far in the woods? Y'all got Uber Eats, don't y'all?
No.
I'm about to say, because if you got Uber Eats on this dirt road, on your dirt road, I know.
I do not know the dirt road.
I swear every time we go to Me's house, we talk about our neighborhood.
Over the river and through the woods.
When my GPS told me to turn off the main road. Like, GPS never tells you that. You announced?
They added the GPS on something at the oak tree, make a left.
Well, that's what it was.
You were going to
no, wait a minute. Your directions, the first time I came to your house, your directions were you're going to get to the big sign for my development, turn there. That was your direction. Oh. You didn't give me the street. You just said the sign.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been there. It'll be 7 years in April, and I just learned the street lines. That main road name like a couple months ago.
And there I rest my case. Moving on. I rest my case on that one. I'm done.
Because you can finally see it. They got lights up.
I can see clearly now.
The street lights back there. That's how. First, it wasn't no lights.
See, I'm gonna stop singing. I'm gonna stop because I swear I got a song for everything y'all say. I'm gonna stop. My best friend say she. Oh God.
All right.
I do too much. All right.
What's next?
I think we're almost done. Don't.
Like you ain't texted him before.
Okay, no. I do have something I want to talk about.
She added a few things.
I did.
That's why I'm like,
before we get to our top five, I got a fun top five this week. Okay. Well, all of them are fun. But before we get to our top five, I do have something I want to talk about. Last night, I ended up having two separate conversations with two different friends of mine about how we, as a community, as a people, we don't support Black businesses.
Ironically.
And I know we've touched on this before, but I just found it interesting that last night I had this conversation with two separate people.
I got that conversation last night.
You got into that too?
Yes.
Because you would add up.
Okay, why they discuss this? What do you define support for me? Because I may not support your business in a sense of I may not come to you and use your services, or I may not buy a product from you. But I may help to advertise the hell out of telling people. But some people don't see that. Because I've had this conversation with a good friend of mine.
Okay.
And she was like, a lot of stuff, just her lifestyle, she don't use or can't use or whatever. But she's like, but if you tell me what it is, I'll advertise, I'll put on Facebook. Somebody look for, hey, I'll refer you. And somebody was like, well, won't you just buy my whatever it is? And she's like, say, for example, it's cakes. I don't need cakes, but you can still buy one. Bitch, what the fuck am I buying $25, $30 cake for that's going to sit on my counter and go bad? But if I can send you 10 people that are going to buy cakes, that's better than me buying one cake.
But to me, I would put that under the definition of support.
That's support.
But that was a discussion
because I had. Buying one, which I would appreciate. I think people think that like you buying it and people see that you have it,
right?
Like other people buy it, but like referrals, that's how most businesses survive.
Right.
Period.
Word of mouth is the greatest.
It takes a while to actually get repeat business.
Right.
But that's what. Okay, so when I say support, that is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just buying a product, but I am talking about supporting, advertising, spreading the word, letting people know. But what I mean by we don't support, one, I say we don't support, and I'm talking about, this is a general statement. I'm talking about every individual person.
Right.
But like going a couple of months back with that whole Gucci situation. Right. And one of the things that T.I. said, now mind you, T.I. was talking about how much money his family has spent on Gucci and how they were no longer going to support Gucci in that way. And they were going to, and he was going to start listing Black designers and Black. My thing is, why did it take for Gucci to piss you off for you to say, now I'm going to start featuring Black designers? Now, am I guilty? Yes, I am guilty. When I say guilty, I mean guilty from the point of view of, do I buy a lot of those big designers? Yeah, I do. But I will also support a Black business. Do I go out of my way to look for Black businesses? No. And that's where I feel like I need to do better. Because when I am looking for a new product, I mean a new service, I don't always go out of my business and look for local stuff. I will. I'm not going to lie. Like if I'm looking for a new somebody to clean my house, like the person that cleans my house now, she's a Black business owner. If I'm looking for a DJ, if I'm looking for like somebody to make a cake for me, I will look for stuff like that. But just on a grand scale though, right. Like I'm not like when I'm ready to go buy a new car, I ain't gonna be like, y'all know a Black owned car dealership, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying everything has to be Black owned, but what I'm saying though is when we
get our money in the Black community,
right,
a little bit longer,
for as much as possible, because the other thing that we do is I think that we hold Black businesses to a higher standard. One, and you've talked about this before. One, can I get a discount?
No.
You don't walk in Gucci asking for a discount. You might look for a clearance rack, but you don't ask for a discount.
Right.
Now, one, asking for asking for a discount, and two, the minute, and when I say the minute that it's not a perfect situation, you cussing them out, you blasting them on social media, you talking about this the worst business ever, blah, blah, blah. Do you hold Red Lobster to that same standard?
Right.
Do you hold? And again,
be back for cheddar biscuits in a week.
Won't you? You'll be mad, but you be back.
Because how many times do you go to McDonald's, they forget your damn fries or your damn sauce or your nuggets, and you back that same day?
And you still get biscuits from Popeyes.
Right. Well, you know, okay. So
how about certain drinks on the regular?
Do y'all want to give shout outs to some black-owned businesses?
Well, I want Face to say some things, but I have something I want to say about that. But go ahead, Face.
Right on the note, like the conversation got in, it wasn't specifically black businesses. That's just how it started. It was a conversation just on discussing, I think, work, something like for jail. Like it was basically a new slavery she was telling me about, and this lady was
Tandy
about in the black community.
Who that?
Tandy.
Hey, Tandy.
You know, and then like a new slavery going on,
right.
And you know, only black people have that because black people can't afford lawyers or the fines they put up, and so on and so forth, yada. And I had to, like, before I started talking to this woman, I had to retrack because she went on a long, I don't even know how we got to where we ended up at. Because we started out talking about something in general, like dating. We went from dating to jail. Like, I don't know how we got, like, it was a long.
That's some people dating. They go from dating to jail.
It was a long, new conversation. She took 3 lefts and no rights. Trying to figure, where are we?
Sometimes it ain't that far from dating to jail.
I'm just trying to figure like this for, you know, our community, our black community. And I'm like, well, mainly we have to deal with stuff like that on that level, like socially with the law and what we didn't have to deal with because we don't keep our money together. We don't have the influence to say, you know, you're doing this because of this or support. I mean, we will, I guess, support and talk about it on social media, whatever. There's no finances behind it. There's nothing behind it.
Right.
So while everybody will do the upfront, the crocodile tears and the apologies, nothing's going to change because there's nothing behind it. Like there's no finance behind it because we don't keep our money in our community for as long as other groups do, and that's why. Like if we had that, I think like the laws and you know kind of the BS that we actually have to deal with, that we complain about on a regular basis and have to deal with on a regular basis would change because now, okay, this community, they have this backing. Like there's, you know, there's bite and bark, you know what I mean?
Right.
Behind when we say something or when we decide to get together, we're going to fight, you know, this atrocity or that, there's backing behind it. Like, because they know, oh, they're really coming forward this time. They're not just, this is not the, you know, the atrocity of the hour. Like this is not the new hashtag. This is not the hashtag of the moment.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Boycott. Yeah. Whatever the newest. Yeah.
We good for hashtag and t-shirt.
Ain't we though? Ooh, Lord. But ain't no longevity behind that.
Right.
Because what was stupid was, I mean, this is real quick. T.I. was talking about how pissed off he was at Gucci or whatever, but then there was a picture of him and his family from this weekend, and they had on all Fendi. I'm like, so you just traded one for the other. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's only a matter of time before Fendi does something stupid or racially insensitive. And I do believe they have already. But your point was that you were going to start supporting black businesses, but then I see you with Fendi from head to toe. That doesn't mean he didn't have on something black designer, but it wasn't F all over your body. And so, you know, I again, having this conversation, one of the things I wanted to do with this platform that I don't feel like I've done enough of, I've done it in spurts, but I do want to commit to do it more regularly and more often. I have a lot of friends that have black businesses. I have a lot of friends that do things. And I do want to use this platform, whether we put the links in the description or we speak on it, or we start slicing in, you know, because I have a few friends that actually have even commercials that they've posted. Start slicing it in, you know, I got to learn, you know, some editing, but start slicing it in so that we can, you know, highlight, you know, I have friends that do all kinds of stuff black business wise. So I do think I want to start. Well, that too, invite them on the show, but that's what I wanted to do. Well, part of that was on us, and I say us, I'm pointing the finger at myself, being more regular so that I can give people a date to say, okay, meet me at this place at this time, and this is what we're going to discuss. Because a lot of times I would talk to people like the main road. Because a lot of times I would talk to people and then I say, well, I'll let you know what we're going to do, you know, and so that's on us, but we're getting better. We're more regular. This is our third week in a row, so we're getting more consistent. So we're definitely, but that is something that I want to do with this platform is just start highlighting more businesses of people, small, and it didn't have to be black, but just small businesses, people who out here just trying to, you know, scraping and surviving. You know what I'm saying?
Good times. Hanging in the child line.
I knew one of y'all would get it.
I heard I was gonna let it go.
You was gonna let it go?
Mm-hmm.
She was gonna let it go.
But I was trying to.
You had enough hashtags today.
Yes, you have. You've done your job.
But I was trying to think what Jefferson Line go have to go with that, so they can be the
fish don't fry in the kitchen.
So they no longer scratching surviving. They in Penhopper, you know. So okay, but no,
because we moved on up.
We moved on up,
right?
But no, you're right though. And I do believe we do need to support more. There is a black-owned. Well, I don't know if it's still owned or not. I mean, I'm just open or not. But it was supposedly, I saw it the last summer on Facebook. There was a black-owned beauty supply store in the area, and I did want to go. You know, it's close. It's further than where I'm a proximity person. I like to be within 10 miles. That's just my driving laziness. But I did say I was going to try to venture more out.
I'll go with you.
Support more,
and we'll vlog it. And like over the Christmas holidays, you know, with Toys R Us closing, there was a guy. They had an article. I saw it making its rounds on Facebook and stuff like that. Who he was a former manager from Toys R Us and opened up his own toy store. And I went and I bought some toys for my nephew from there. I went up there and I bought some toys from him for Christmas. You know, for my nephew. So I tried. Right. I mean, you know, like you said, now that's further than I would normally on a regular because it was over there over by like New Carrollton over that way.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit further than I normally would go, but I'm in the area and I said I'm gonna go ahead and check it out.
Black neighborhoods, no black-owned businesses.
Right.
But and your weed man don't count.
The weed man does not.
It's my license, unless he owns an apothecary store and it's a legal weed store. He don't. But if he on the corner doing this,
but it's the weed man. He don't have the stuff.
He don't have.
But
now there is like real talk though. A black woman did just open up an apothecary in Southeast.
Nice. Okay.
And I don't have a license, but if I had a weed license, I would drive. I would actually go out of my way to go support her.
Right.
If I had a medical license, but I don't smoke. I don't partake of the marijuana.
I will say,
but yeah,
for like you say, holding black business to a higher standard. I think so. Yes, and I think some black-owned businesses hold black people to a higher standard. And
don't get me wrong, I've dealt with some black businesses that are trifling. Yeah, I've dealt with some regular businesses that are trifling.
Like entrepreneurs come to me, it's like it was automatic because everybody was black.
Quid pro quo type situation.
Like you said, I'm like,
See, I don't like.
I'm like, I don't get the pitch.
Right. You're not gonna break it down for me. Right. You're just gonna assume I'm just gonna support you. Okay.
Right. Me, Angry Man, and one of my brothers were out one day, and we were in an area. There was a lot of white people in the area. It was a black-owned, or at least a black manager there.
Okay.
And like 3 white people walked in. It was like, good morning, welcome to our store. What up, bitch? I want a good morning.
Right? Can you not hit me with the nod though?
Right. And
are you working?
And I'm
like, you working? Excuse me, I need a manager.
Right.
I don't think he works here.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, and I get the comfortability that we have with black people.
What? What word was that?
Comfortability.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Comfortability.
Somebody go back through
and try to
figure out what a hashtag.
Comfortability.
It's like t-shirts need to be there.
That we have
that
we have amongst each other.
Spell that one.
And I don't get me wrong, I like it. I like the black acknowledgement. I do like that. But when the situation calls for it.
But it's like
if you'd hit me with a good morning, I've been cool with that.
Right.
But for you to hit me with a what up?
All right. Now you give you a good morning.
All right. Excuse me. Like just because we're here, we're not uncomfortable. Like, cause I say that people like do that just to,
right.
Like, we're not uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable?
Right.
I'm good.
So I do think there's need there.
I do. Like, I'm gonna walk back outside. We're gonna try this again.
You know what?
Kids, come back. We're gonna try this again.
Right. We're gonna do this again. Yeah. I don't know, but I agree with you that because like I said now, I do think that there's some people who have black businesses who are not as professional.
Right.
Like one of my former students, and he's professional. I'm not. That wasn't my segue. But I'm so proud of him because he took an inheritance. His father was a barber. When his father passed away, he inherited his father's barber shop. And he has turned it into...
Where's it at?
It's, he now has opened up 4 shops.
All right. Where's one of them at?
One is in Bowie. His newest one is in Bowie. He has one in I guess that would be the Temple Hills area.
Mm-hmm.
He has one in like off of St. Barnabas Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not sure what the fourth one is. And then from that, he's also started selling hair because his salon is unisex. So he has women and men, and he sells hair. So like he's turning it into like this. Now every chance exactly. Right. And I support, and I try to support him as often as I can. I post him on my page and all that good stuff. But I see him as a former student. I'm just like, wow, like you took an inheritance, which and I'm sure it was a decent shop. I had never gone to the shop, but he took that one shop, and now fast forward, right? And he actually was a police officer. He was actually working for DC Police, and he ended up quitting that job and just going full time as an entrepreneur. But he's talked about that. I see him at the cigar bar sometimes, and he's talked about that, just about the struggle of dealing with people that give him that one because he's young, but also just give him that so you're gonna hook a sister up, especially when you talk about hair. Everybody want a discount, but it's like, this is my skill.
How am I supposed to live?
Right, this is my skill.
But you know what? And all honesty,
about kids, like when we got this house, and we moved in like the neighborhood and all that. Not that we moved a mile, so
right.
But just the community,
right? But it's a newer community. It's like still being built, actually. Yeah,
they saw the house being built and all that, and it was like,
if your job was rich.
Yeah. Like, we're on the board at the studio where they perform at and everything else. Everything's going on, right? All this stuff's going on now at one time. They see me start a new business, wife's doing her thing. Like everybody's doing their thing. It was like whoa. They lost their minds thinking, well, we gonna do this and we look like where and for who?
Right. What you think going on around here?
For who? You gotta sit down somewhere.
Right.
Sit down.
Unless you like what job you start working, you don't get paid.
Right.
But no.
Yeah, but it's
like any money that comes through this house is not yours.
Right, you didn't work. None of this.
What Heathcliff Hospital tell
right,
Vanessa?
So we're rich. Right, you
are broke. Right.
But I just think we need to do it. And I say again, I'm saying we as collective, not we individual. We do a better job of just seeking out some time and supporting. Like I said, I'll go with you to the Black Beauty Supply.
It's supposed to be somewhere in Fort Washington. So let me look it up. Yeah. But let me look up and find out exactly where it is. It was something a Black woman who owned it. I mean, from my house, it's out my 5-mile radius. But
first it was 10.
Right. She went from 10 to 5. Right.
You'll be in her front yard.
Right.
So,
going to what's that liquor store she said this to? What's the name of that joint?
Oh, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, we just be going to Mr. Lee's. That's it.
That's what we call it. I don't know the name of it is.
Yeah, just make it. They just make it name.
When I moved,
having gone there, I know why they call it Mr. Lee's. Having gone there. Yeah.
That's what people told me. When I moved into the neighborhood, that's what they told me.
I went there one time.
Speaking of stereotypes, if you think of it, Mr. Lee's.
I know, that's why I'm laughing. I know what you mean. All right, so we can rate.
Okay, so I do know.
Finish it up.
I do know some business. Are we doing any shout outs?
Yeah, shout it out.
Okay. I know one is, one a little closer to me, T-Coast Photography.
Okay.
And I believe it's, I think, look, if you do T-Coats Photography, in the website pop up. It's called Visions Captured by T-Coats.
I have a few, but I'm gonna wait until I can organize it because I don't want to start throwing stuff out there to forget somebody. But I'll start highlighting because I have a few. But
a girl, I don't remember the skirt I had, the mid skirt I did, really pretty Darkita Designs. She has a Facebook page. It is Darkita DARKITA Designs on Facebook. Those are two that pop in my head right now. I know some others.
Like I said, I have a few, and you got to give me your link again so we can keep constantly putting your link in the description. You want to shout yourself out,
right?
Or you want to wait until?
I'll put mine in the link. There's like a friend of mine, long time supporting a chocolate box with a cake.
Yes, and I've ordered from him. I've actually ordered from him, and
delicious.
Yeah, they are good.
Really.
I forgot about him. I didn't know he's still doing it. Okay. I had ordered. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they're good.
He's getting different types of oils.
We gotta bring him in. We gotta bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to him about coming and talk to us and bring samples.
Bring samples. All right.
We're gonna have to make sure. We gotta make sure that we can't just be supporting stuff that's good.
Yeah. Right. We gotta make sure.
Make sure it's good.
We gotta support the quality.
Right. We gotta quality.
Just make sure.
It's quality out
there.
there.
Just leading the people.
But I have a few friends that I'm gonna get there because I'm gonna have all the information together. But yeah, and I'm gonna start posting stuff. I'll start posting the pictures and stuff like that.
And if y'all know somebody, and well, hold up now. Not your weed man. No. Not,
And that's your cousin that's trying something.
Right. Some certified people who have licensed businesses.
Right.
Oh, somebody else, Dominic's Yard and Tree Service. They cut down trees, do stunt removals. But it's like, somebody who's licensed who actually does this as a business. Not some they trying to, I'm not trying to get tax evasion. No. Like we want to support. We want to support actual entrepreneurs who have a spirit of servicing the people, providing quality work, providing quality services to help grow our community as a people, to start supporting more of us. Because if we don't, we are going to fall by the wayside.
Yeah, we are. FUBU, for us, by us.
Yes. You had another topic, didn't you? Or we done?
Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay. In the essence of time.
In the essence of time, we're gonna wrap this up. The last the top 5 for today. My top 5, and this is gonna be an easy one for y'all. First,
sure?
I know.
We shall
well,
see.
first of all, one. I think we're gonna all have the same one.
Because when we have to think about it, it's different.
Well, last week while we were getting ready for the show, Mink had actually pulled up a song, and it's just like a boom, like you hear it, you gotta move. So the top 5 today is your top 5 party starters. Like everybody could be standing on the wall, and when the song drop, you just can't help. And I'm gonna start with you, DJ.
Wait a minute.
DJ,
drop that beat on them. When you mixing, you spinning, what gets everybody outside of a line dance? Everybody dance. I don't want no line dance songs. So we ain't doing no electric slide, no Cupid shuffles.
Well, say that's an easy 5, right?
Exactly.
Bible shuffle, Cupid shuffle.
Right, exactly. No. Well, the first song that I think we all can agree on is "Before I Let Go," Frankie Beverly Maze.
You know what? That's a
cookout one.
One that depends.
That's a cookout one.
Where you playing? That's a cookout song because you can play in the middle of the night. But if you playing a party, that's the end of the night song.
Is it?
That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the last song for the lights come on.
That's the last song.
Has it been that long since I went?
Yeah. You know this how it goes. Before I let you go.
You get to the Mirage.
Yeah, but
that's the last song every night.
That was a former life.
Every
That was a former life. I don't remember things from that time in my life.
Friday night. That's the last song Eminem played.
That was the last.
At the end of the song. That's when everybody goes, all right, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
What was the last song at Ascot?
Did you say the Ascot?
Ascot? It depends on what hot girl song was out at the time.
Yeah, that is true.
Because that was the last song.
The last, yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right, so we know.
All right. For a long time.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was never a party starter.
I mean, you sing. I'm just sing along.
I
never said it was a party. Okay, so what's your 5, Face?
I thought we skipped me.
No,
you ain't say.
Top 5. Get people on the dance floor.
All right. Well, Michael Jackson's still hot.
Which one?
People dance to Michael Jackson.
I guess they do.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And now that I said it, now I can't think of the song. And it's playing in my head right now. And I'm not singing it. No.
Oh, I was just sing along with you.
Don't tell us.
Wait, the one who did the video with Chris Tucker.
Smooth Criminal?
Yeah. People dance to that?
No, Smooth Criminal.
Excuse me.
No.
Chris Tucker was in Smooth Criminal.
I bet you can't play that girl right there. Chris, what are you talking about? I can pull anybody. That song?
Shimon dance.
Yeah. Come on in. Shimon.
I bet you Neverland you can't get it.
Yeah.
I know that, but it's like, I know what you're talking about. I can hear the beat, but I can't. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That wouldn't get me up, but okay.
Not up, not move. Party started.
It
gets me in the car singing. I can't. I'm like, oh.
Like what was it? That's a movie.
Not me.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know.
But what gets you up, Will?
Our
Face.
Frozen.
Your brain is full. What gets you up?
What gets me up is the song we played the other day. CeeLo Green and Timberland. I'll be around.
Yeah.
It's Timberland. And I'm from the side. Those are ridiculous things. Going out my mouth. Oh, that. Yeah. Beyonce party. We like the party. Hey.
Okay. Beyonce party.
It's another.
You can't Google. Oh, okay.
Trying to think. What else? It's been a minute. I'm trying to think. Those are my top two right now.
Now
Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Gold. I think it's a nice little.
Yeah, that could get me.
Nice little starter.
That could get me going. Now I'm gonna be for people who have been following this podcast. This is gonna shock you when I say this, but one of my get up and dance songs is "Freakin' Dress," and it as a Beyonce song, I know that would shock all of y'all.
What?
That "Freakin' Dress" could get me up. I already said the Maze, Frankie Beverly Maze. I'll be honest with y'all. Probably anything from old school hip hop, like some Eric B and Rakim will get me up.
Like any 90s.
Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, Michael Jackson, Chris Tucker. You rock my world.
That's it. You did. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna tell you, and honestly, go-go. Like any go-go from when I grew up could get me up. Like, now, some new go-go probably not, but you throw some old go-go up there.
I was like, because I was trying to be all like non-DC-ish.
Nah.
What song gets you
up?
up?
Song that gets you up.
Right.
You drop some O-R-E.
I don't know. I get up. I don't know just about anything. Me personally.
See, you took out line dancers, so that's my thing. I'm not gonna lie. When I was in
at my party, you and Angry Man was getting it in, and it wasn't just no line. Y'all was dancing like it was the Mirage 1995. Because y'all was getting it. I said, what now?
No, so
I was like, hey, man, can't dance? Well, he got a home tonight.
Yeah, buddy, he was getting it.
You know what's so funny about that? Okay, so Angry Man and my brother will call him Slim. That's how I met Angry Man. They went to high school, they went to school together. And they used to do this routine they used to do this dance routine from Big Daddy Kane's Scuba Scrap Lover.
Oh,
stop.
They had the whole routine. I mean,
they had a whole
the
routine.
pull up and everything.
Oh no.
And it's so funny.
With the leg through the same joint, yeah.
But the funny thing about it is Laura Winslow from Family Matters, they actually danced at her birthday party.
Because she's from DC.
Yeah, they went to her birthday because I think one of Angry Man's cousins is cousins with her through his mom's side or something like that. And so they were at the party. And so there's video somewhere out there in the world of them two.
It's got everything on YouTube. We gotta find that.
Laura
Laura Winslow's birthday party.
Right.
We gotta find that.
So,
oh my gosh.
So yeah,
oh my goodness. Okay. Keep Googling it. So I said, okay, Freakin' Dress.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say R. I just leave it at R-E. But yeah,
Too Short, Blow the Whistle.
Too Short, Blow the Whistle is one of yours. Okay, I can see that. Blow the Whistle.
See, one of mine, R. Kelly, Step in the Name of Love.
Oh, we're not doing that.
I know, but I'm not saying I gotta find replacement. So go ahead. Come on. Okay, can I replace with a line dance?
Okay, I'll let you.
Okay, because my joint is Cupid Shuffle.
Okay.
I love one.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Because we were not.
Yeah,
that. What else can get me on the floor? I mean, I like to dance too, so music, but something that'll get. Oh, Missy Elliott.
Which one? Oh, Eve.
The remix she did with Last Camera Action. Remix she did to the.
That'll get me up. Yeah. Eve, I like Eve.
What song? Get to Tamarine.
Yeah, Tamarine is good. Yeah. Tamarine. Tamarine is a good one. Come on, DJ. I'm gonna give you a chance to give us some before we close it out.
Don't do this. I'm looking at Laura Winslow's brother.
No, you know what? You gotta give us. Come on, DJ.
Damn, that's all from the show.
DJ no hits.
Don't do that. I can. Something gets me up. All right.
What gets you up?
We don't like house, so
we
know the percolator get you up.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
We know what to get you up.
You can't, y'all. Will and dance shit. Y'all serious? Y'all let that go. I'm getting old now. My stamina not up. I'm like, whew.
Not the stamina.
I gotta say that from one on the PO.
Whoa.
What I say? Blow the whistle. Get down.
Get down on it.
No. Craig Mack joint.
Oh, can you get down? Yeah. Okay. R.I.P. Craig Mack.
Craig Mack.
Yes.
I don't remember that. I feel like I know if I can didn't know.
Like I said, he was in a cold or something. Damn, look at him. Remember that?
The Black Rock joint, actually.
Black Rock. Okay. Ooh, like whoa.
Yeah.
All right, that takes me back. Like whoa.
And damn it.
I'm gonna tell you some cute. Tribe Called Quest to get me up.
Special delivery remix.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything by Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest would get me up.
Especially the Oh My God, what's this one? On the chorus.
LL Cool J.
It's hard as hell.
Award tour. Yeah.
Award tour. That's Tribe Called Quest.
Award tour.
Yeah. Award tour with my mic in my hand.
That's Tribe Called Quest.
Well,
you can look it up. That's a Tribe Called Quest. I know that's Tribe Called Quest. Okay.
Jungle Brothers.
Because that's on that album. That's on their album. Beats, whatever. They're on the award tour with my mic in my hand.
Song Buddy by Jungle Brothers, Q-Tip.
Now that's Jungle Brothers, Q-Tip, and
yeah.
Look it up.
Buddy is on De La Soul's album.
Right. Buddy's on De La Soul's album, but
see, I
just don't look it up. What? I thought you were gonna look it up. Award tour by a Tribe Called Quest. I thought you said that you want to.
Okay, I said okay.
Well, then if you said okay, then that's fine. But I thought you were saying like okay, like you wrong, but okay. That's what I thought you were saying. Anyway.
But LL Cool J,
now I'm gonna tell you,
up in
radio
up in this club and he's smoking back heads from. He got another one that I really like.
I'm gonna tell you, NWA give me up. Boy, well that's really Eric. Eric B. I mean not Eric B. Lloyd. Eric Wright. Easy. Boys in the Hood. That's my
favorite overall NWA song is 100 Miles and Running. 100 Miles and Running.
My favorite Ice Cube song because there was never a response. No Vaseline.
Oh man,
he just
see. You know what?
It's still his.
I'm not gonna lie. My first introduction into NWA. My favorite person was DLC. It's the Diggy Doc, y'all.
Yeah, I like the DLC. Yeah. So, but yeah, it ain't hard to get me up. It's hard to keep me on the dance floor, but it ain't hard to get me on the dance floor. But those are definitely some that.
All right,
especially after my little situation, it's hard to keep me on the dance floor.
You know a song that I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't really, but was it Nelly? Drop down and get your eagle on, girl.
Yeah.
Drop down and get your eagle on. Yeah, I kind of like stuff like that.
I wonder.
Word.
I can't drop that in. My eagles don't turn to a pigeon now. I ain't gonna sit here trying to front or fake. Right. You are not gonna catch me sleeping nothing. But that's why I like line dances, Cupid Shuffle,
all of them.
Anything.
All of them.
And there's a line dance to the song "I'll Be Around." That she got too many terms.
I'm about to say that sounds complicated.
It's smooth as hell. I'll show y'all.
It looks good.
It's smooth as hell.
I'm gonna tell you now, Treble Clef can do all them damn line dances. She know how to do all of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Get with her then.
Yeah, she can do all of them.
I gotta call her.
All right, you guys, we're gonna have to. We get ready to wrap it up because
That's on tickets.
Selling tickets to what?
To our dance.
To the line show. Yeah.
I was in New Orleans.
You gotta say it right. You gotta say
I was told I can't say New Orleans.
Yeah, you gotta say
New Orleans. So
I might be going to New Orleans this summer. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but okay, New Orleans.
Right.
New Orleans in July. When I went for Essence Fest, I about died. So I don't know what I was thinking.
I was gonna go to Essence Fest, but
it was fun. But like I said, I about died.
Well, when I was there, they played a line dance. I was Cupid Shuffle or something. I had looked for the whole night and I couldn't get it. And I'm walking. It's about 10:30 at night, and I heard some club. Well, actually, my little cousin, she was like, "They playing your song." Ran right past the damn. I ain't checked for a line. I ain't talking to nobody at the door. I just went on past him, jumped into the line, and I was getting it. And he was like, really?
Right. Ma'am.
You.
Ass about to get arrested for running into. They about to get you. Right. You know what I'm saying? You about to get arrested running up in the club.
Keep dancing. Right.
Right. Can you just throw it to me? Can you cash app it? Can you cash app it?
Like the next time you turn, just
right.
That shit out.
Damn.
So I just like, bro, we was walking. I think it was Bourbon Street, and she was like, "They playing your song." I just cut right, ran past. Right.
Yeah, they're playing your song.
Right. So I'm always up for that.
I need some more.
I need some more. You can buy some more women.
All right. With that being said, take us out.
Honestly, I ain't even got nothing right now.
So the next time you're walking down the street
and you hear your favorite song
and you ready to jump on that dance floor, make sure you pay the bouncer $10. And then you can turn your head to the side and be like,
really bitch? You heard my song, Negro. You knew it was me.
I mean, Eagles turn to pigeons.
That was funny. Eagles turn